Hey mom, Angela Mosley here, your pre and postnatal trainer. This is your postpartum workout 1 for 6 weeks and beyond. If you have been cleared by your doctor, you are okay to join in on this workout. This is a very gentle workout. We are just going to work on rehabbing the body and preparing the body to return back to exercise. And of course, the first thing that we're going to focus on is our connection breath and our connection with our breath, our pelvic floor, and our core. All right, so what you need for today's workout is a foam roller, a long glute resistance band. You might have one with handles, and then of course your mat. Now, anytime that we come from either a seated to a standing position, we want to roll to the side to come down onto the mat so that we are careful with our pelvic floor and our core. So first off, we're going to focus on that connection breath. So I want you to think we're going to inhale through the nose, expanding through the ribs, expanding to the belly, and expanding down to the pelvic floor. On our exhale, we're going to pick up the pelvic floor, scoop up, bring those hip bones towards one another with our transverse abdominals, letting that breath come all the way out through the mouth. All right, so our goal for the next 2 minutes is about 10 reps, 5 to 10 reps. Everybody is different, so let's go ahead and focus. So again, we're getting breath out through our ribs, down to the pelvic floor, and then on that exhale, we pick up the pelvic floor, brace the core, ribs come down and in, and then we let all of that air come out through the mouth. You also want to make sure that you're getting breath into your back. Just know it takes time to work on the breath. That's why we add this in at the beginning of our workout. So feel free to put your hands underneath your back to see if you can get some back expansion. Back expansion is very, very important. You have about 30 seconds to go. You can also do this in a seated position. All right, let's go ahead. We're gonna go right into a glute bridge. So we're gonna lift up and lower. So we're going to inhale here, exhale as you activate the glutes, activate the pelvic floor, and then you drop it down. Very gentle. So I want you to focus on activating those glutes before you lift up. Exhale at the top. Go ahead, roll to the side to come up. Grab your foam roller. We're going to go into our open book series. So you want to make sure that the top leg is on top of your foam roller. You're going to bring your arms out like a triangle so they touch. You're going to inhale here. Exhale, activate the core, open up. We're going to get some mobility in that upper back. And then go ahead, do it again. Inhale here. Exhale, you're going to press that top leg into the foam roller. Open up through the chest. It's a nice chest stretch. So again, we're moving very slowly. Okay, let's go ahead and switch sides. So again, you're going to roll to the side to come down. So same thing, place the top knee on the roller. So open up with your openness through the chest. Nice chest stretch. pressing this top leg into a full roller, and you're activating that core to keep it nice and stable, to keep those hips. You'll want to work on opening up through the chest and getting some mobility in that thoracic spine. So anytime you're experiencing pain in your pelvic area or your abdominals, you need to back off. And go ahead and rest. Alright, so we're going to move that foam roller out of the way. We're going to stay in this, we're going to bring our knees into a bent knee position. We're going to go into a clamshell. So you're going to lift and lower. So activate those glutes, activate the core. You should feel some firmness. So I want you to exhale here, inhale here. Go ahead, roll to the side. I'm going to flip over to my other side. Lift and lower. All about connecting the core with our breath. So that is our main focus right now. Go ahead and rest. Come on up. We're going to grab our resistance band. We're going to place our feet out long. And I'm going to wrap my band around my feet. I'm going to choose a resistance that works for me. And I'm going to inhale here. And as I exhale, I'm going to activate my core, pick up the pelvic floor, come tall through that spine. And I'm going to stop right at my rib cage. So I exhale, inhale here, exhale. So come tall through that spine, tuck that chin slightly back, drop the shoulder blades down and towards one another. So we want to work on back. We want to work on strengthening the back because we are probably in a hunched over position, feeding baby, whether we are breastfeeding or we are nursing. So we want to combat that by strengthening the upper back and release. All right, so we're going to go back into, we're going to come into a hands and knees position. We're going to go into some rock back, so hands under shoulders, knees under hips. We're going to rock back, and then we're going to activate the glutes to come up. This is going to prepare us for our squat. So go ahead, sit back, and come up. So we sit back, we lengthen, and then we activate and we squeeze and activate up. This will help us to prepare to get back to our squats. Inhale, exhale, come up. Also good for that pelvic floor. Out of it. Hypertonic, a tight pelvic floor. The lengthening will be so good. And rest. Okay, now we're going to come down to the side again. We're going to go back and repeat everything. So back to that glute bridge. We'll never feet as close to the booty as possible. Ready? We lift and lower. So top. Very gentle, we're focusing on our breath. Everything should be nice and firm. We should not be experiencing any pain. Our glutes should be turning on. And rest. All right, come to the side. We're gonna grab that foam roller. We're gonna go back to the foam or the open book. Get some thoracic mobility in there. All right, open up through the chest. Again, we want to work on activating. So our whole postpartum phase, the main goals we want to work on is our activation breath, getting the diaphragm, the pelvic floor, and the core back together. We want to work on opening up through the chest. Our chest is most likely tight from hunched over to the baby. And then we want to work on strengthening our upper back and good posture. Moving there. Seconds. So now we're going to go back, activating that core to keep the hips still and rest so that we can focus on the rest. It's fine. Okay, we're going to go back to that clamshell. So you can rest your head on a pillow or anything you like. Now bend the legs, and you can either do your clamshell here or you can support your head with your neck. I'm going to go ahead and come here. For it, you can always add a loop band up above the knees. Now you want to be careful with clamshells, especially if you have a hypertonic pelvic floor. The clamshell tends to help strengthen the adductor, or not the adductors, the obturators, which is part of the pelvic floor. And so if you have a hypertonic pelvic floor, doing the clamshells are probably not the best option for you until you correct that pelvic floor tightness. Alright, go ahead, rest. Let me go into the other side. And so if you have questions on how do you know if you have a tight pelvic floor or not, there is a postpartum assessment that you can take to see if you need further training than just these workouts that I've provided for you. Those workouts will be in the core lift program. So these workouts were meant for the average mom who just needs to rehab her body back to training. Inhale down, exhale, activate as you lift up through the glute. We're about 10 seconds. And rest. All right, go ahead, come on up. Let's grab our hand. So now we're place the band around our feet. Lower the shoulders down and back. Come tall through that spine. Inhale. Exhale, pull back. Pause for a moment and then release slowly. And release. All right. We are down to our final move, and then we're gonna stretch out. Okay, so go ahead, come onto your hands and knees. We're gonna go into those rock backs. So again, your hands are underneath your shoulders. Inhale here, exhale to pick up and activate the pelvic floor. So go ahead and move. Inhale down, exhale, pick up pelvic floor, squeeze those glutes, activate the core. Even at 2 years postpartum, I can feel this in my core. Exhaling through the mouth is very, very important. It helps to activate those transverse, those deep core muscles even more. All right, go ahead and rest. We're gonna go into our cool down. Do not skip this part. This part is very important and strategic for healing postpartum as well. You're gonna squeeze this bottom glute, which will help to activate the front to have it stretch out. So we're just gonna hold here and we're gonna do our breath. So inhale, exhale. As you're squeezing this bottom glute, you should feel a stretch in the front of the thigh. You can lean forward a little bit if you need to, if that feels a little good for you. Switch, other side, same thing. So the front leg is parallel, that bottom leg is squeezing the glute, and you can lean forward slightly. Go ahead, release. We're gonna come into a child's pose. So go ahead, spread out the knees, bring the toes together, and you're just gonna reach out in front. You're just gonna focus on getting the breath into the back here and just relaxing everything. Continue to breathe and trying to get the breath into the back. Just relax.
Workout complete.
All right, go ahead, come on up. You are done, my dear. I hope you feel good. If that felt good, then continue to do it. Like I said, if you've experienced any pain in the pelvic area,